The following comedy impersonation is based on an actual recent episode of The Tim Dillon Show. Tim Dillon, a popular MAGA right-wing influencer and close friend of Joe Rogan, recently came under heavy fire from both the left and the right for hypocritically agreeing to take a large sum of Saudi Arabian money to perform at an upcoming comedy festival for the Saudi royal family. Tim recently shared his candid and honest response on his show. Mr. Dillon, 10 seconds to air.
Okay, cool.
And rolling live.
Well, listen to all of you Christian hypocrites want to make fun of Tim Dillon because I'm taking the Saudi Arabian money like you wouldn't do the same thing. Bullshit. Give me a break. Just to tell a few jokes? Are you kidding me? You're not going to take the money and run? At least I'm being honest. So let me get this straight. You're telling me you wouldn't take almost $500,000 to tell a few jokes to the Saudi royal prince and his extended family just because of their long-standing history of being funders of global terrorism? Come on, please. Let me see if I have this straight. You're telling me that I'm a hypocrite and you wouldn't take almost $500,000 from the Saudi royal family just because the now declassified 28 pages from the Congressional 9/11 investigation finally reveal that they were the primary funders and organizers of the attacks on the World Trade Center? You're telling me because 15 of the 19 hijackers on 9/11 were Saudi Arabian that I shouldn't take the money and run from the comedy festival they invited me to? Give me a freaking break. You people are the hypocrite. I'm taking the money and running, in the words of Steve Miller's famous hit. And at least I'm the one who's being honest. So, now, listen, I'm gonna do some very carefully worded jokes. Totally approved in advance. They're gonna get a copy of everything I'm gonna say and make sure I'm not getting my head chopped off or something else chopped off. I mean, Tim Dillon's not a freaking idiot like many of you guys may think. I'm not that stupid. I don't want to get Khashoggi'd for crying out loud, I want to come back in one piece. I want to be able to take advantage of my round trip ticket, if you know what I'm saying.
According to Wikipedia, Khashoggi was assassinated at the Saudi consulate in Istanbul on 2 October 2018 by agents of the Saudi government at the behest of Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. Never forget Washington Post columnist Jamal Khashoggi, lured to that Istanbul consulate for a meeting under false pretenses while his fiancée waited for him outside. Jamal never would return, having not only been murdered for reporting on human rights atrocities in Saudi Arabia, but his body cut into pieces inside the consulate. Both Trump and Biden have both taken the money and the oil and looked the other way. Despite Khashoggi's murder and despite the now unredacted 28 pages of the Congressional 9/11 investigation that revealed the Saudis as the primary funder of the terrorist attacks on 9/11.
My jokes have been totally approved in advance. Nothing gonna get my head chopped. I mean, if I'm there and I see somebody getting their head chopped off, or their arm chopped off for telling some bad joke, I'm looking the other way, and I'm taking the money, and I'm gonna run. Come. Now you're gonna tell me you don't suck on a Twinkie and slowly suck out the cream? Give me a freaking break. You do the same thing. This is what me and my buddy Joe Rogan do every time we get together and have a few beers. You gotta suck the cream out really slow. Oh my God, that's good. Riyadh, here I come. And I admit, I see, I'm the one being honest. I admit, I'm gonna be the Saudi royal family's total bitch for my entire comedy set. But the difference is, I'm being honest. All of you guys are even bigger hypocrites than me because you're pretending that you're so holier than thou Christians and you'd never take Saudi blood money. Bullshit. God, that's so good. Let me ask you a question. Have you even read your Bible? Because the Bible is all about blood money. Of course, they called it animal sacrifice and human sacrifice, God ordaining the genocide of all who were not Jewish, Jesus saying he's going to come back with his army of genocidal angels and wipe out all who are not believers. So I'd say that rampant message all through the Old and the New Testament is the epitome of hypocrisy, the epitome of blood money. And it's not exactly all loving and all forgiving, is it? So let's be honest here. Let's not bullshit around the bush. So yes, get it straight. Tim Dillon is looking the other way, ignoring all the human rights atrocities and funding of terrorism by the Saudi royal family. And in the words of Steve Miller, like I said, I'm gonna take the money and run. Oh my God, you gotta suck it. Suck. You do. You have to suck it really slow. The cream. So it's kind of like when you eat an Oreo, and you gotta eat the cream first before you eat the cookie. You gotta suck the cream out of it really slow. And I mean, are you really gonna try to sit there and tell me that Jesus wouldn't take the money and run? Please. Now let me tell you, Jesus, in my opinion, had a killer comedy act. Where do you think Michael Jackson got his idea for moonwalking? He stole it from Jesus, who did the same thing. He moonwalked for the first time before anybody did on the famous Walking on the Water. Actually, you could make the argument with the whole loaves and fishes miracle that Jesus was more like David Copperfield, not so much a comic as an illusionist. Now, are you telling me Jesus wouldn't take almost $500,000 to go moonwalk on the water for the Saudis? Give me a freaking break. Oh my God, it's so good. And by the way, it's not like I'm not going to give any of the money back to the church. I know Tim Dillon knows about tithing. I'm a good Christian. So of course, I'm going to put an extra $5 in the offering plate. Oh, God, no. Good. Maybe an extra 10 spot. If I'm feeling generous. So I'd say that's fair. I'm giving some money back. I'm tithing like I'm supposed to. So shut the F up already, all you hypocrites. Besides, like I said, Tim Dillon's not an idiot. I know I'm a passing flash in the pan. I know I'm a passing fart from Trump's ass, okay? All right, I'm just gonna be honest. I'm being honest about everything else. I have to make as much money as I can in a short amount of time. Actually, it might be longer than you think for a fart from Trump's ass to dissipate. As I understand it, it was still kind of hanging around in the White House Oval Office since his first term in office. So it might take a while. So even though I'm kind of a fast-passing fad right now, I gotta take the advantage of it and take the money when I can. Speaking of which, I have to wrap this up now, or I'm not gonna make it to the toilet.